chapter 19, right?
Yes.
Yes.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. Chapter 19, Neighborhood and Roadway. For we have dealt with the issue of neighborhood and roadway and the ruling related thereof because of the great importance this issue has. Problems may arise between neighbors and ought to be immediately solved lest they should cause dispute and hostility.
طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا وينفعنا بما علمنا ويزيدنا وإياكم علما وتقوى برحمته إنه أرحم الراحمين. The Sheikh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him, he includes this chapter which is about neighborhood and roadways after we talk about conciliation, right? What's the relation between the two issues? The relation is that we are speaking about anything that unites Muslims and make the relation between them as they should be, the relation between brothers, and to pluck all way that may lead to any dispute or any troubles, any problems, and some issues that could happen between neighbors because of some of the needs. You see, any people who are living beside each other, sometimes some problems rise from nothing, just because very small problems, very minor problems or some disputes. And some of them, of these, especially in the past, maybe nowadays because, many cities are, but in the past, because the houses they build in anyway, so sometimes there's, between neighbors come the issue of roads or ways, okay, open ways between me and you. No, this way, narrow or wide or not, or we need something. These days we need something else. Maybe you need to have a wire, okay, to have a pipe. You have a way because your house is inside, you cannot get out. So for this, we are talking about this subject today. Now,
Muslims ought to solve these problems by arranging conciliation between neighbors who are in disagreement in a way that achieves justice and benefit. If someone makes conciliation, for example, to allow water to pass to him through the land of the neighbor or over his house top by means of a water pipe, for example, in return for compensation, this conciliation is valid since it is necessary.
Yeah, matter. Your house is inside, and there's no way to get water or telephone line, for example, or anything, except through what? Through your neighbor, especially as they say, old towns or villages when the houses are clustered together. So you cannot get water, or to get pipe, unless you come through the land of your neighbor. And your neighbor will say, this is my land. I don't like anything in my land, or my house. So here we need to make some kind of conciliation, something of taradi between the two parties. Some good people, they come, interfere, they try to solve this problem. For example, they said, okay, allow it for example, 2 meters, so he can go and back to his house, okay, or his friend service, and you can take for this, for example, certain amount of money. And this is called ijara. This should be under what? Under ijara, not say. Why? Here you are renting benefit. You are renting benefit. That means like when you are renting house. So you are renting from your neighbor this pathway, which is in the middle of his land or on the side of his house. Your house is in the back, okay? And then you cannot get there, okay, or bring something which is large, unless you go through his house or his land. He can't block the way. So then you and others they interfere, try to make some kind of what compromise. Let them, or let your neighbor get there, and this pathway consider as what? You're like you are renting him this pathway. That means the one who gets the benefit and pay for this should not in the future say, oh, this is my way. You should understand that this was given for him what? Just for benefit, not to own it. Huh? Yeah. Either favor or he can get something. If he insists, he says, no, I will not. I can't, invest this part. This it will harm, my plan or something like this. And they said, okay, we'll give you something. It's okay. No problem. Huh? Okay.
If the compensation is to be paid in return for a benefit or for making use of the land or the housetop while they are still belonging to their owner, this is considered renting.
Yeah, as we said.
If one wishes to possess the part of his neighbor's housetop or land through which water passes, then this is considered selling. If a neighbor is in need of a passage through the property of the neighbor in return for a compensation or through conciliation, this will be permissible since it is necessary.
Yeah, it is necessary, to exchange benefits between neighbors. Now, like for example, if you go to old town like Jeddah, especially like Al-Kandar, old, I remember, neighbors when they start to build, he say to his neighbor, leave between me and you, space for Sagga. Sagga, the water provider. Usually they use donkey, okay, and barrel. They carry water to houses. They don't have this wide or this car. Not many people having cars at that time. So he said the distance between my house and your house, just leave pathway for Sagga. Okay. Nowadays, these places, when you go there now, you can't get into through with your car. Okay? Maybe you notice this. Okay? People, they park their car outside. Why? Because it was not planned this way. So there is a meaning here that you leave some space for benefit. And so every child, for example, he lives 2 meters from your land, and he lives 2 meters will be 4 meters street or pathway that benefits everybody. That's okay. No problem with this. And still this 2 meters is still his property. Nobody can take and take it. Naam?
The owner of the land or the housetop should not take advantage of his neighbor's need by asking for a high compensation or refusing to let him make use of that passageway. Thus the owner causes hardship to his neighbor and prevents him from fulfilling his needs.
Now, you see, the Muslim always should be an assistant of his brother. That means, if you know that your neighbor is in need for the passway, this is a good chance now. And you ask for a lot of money, and you know that your neighbor is going to pay it. Why? Because he's in need. And you make hardship for your brother. The Muslim, the believer, who believes that he will stand in front of Allah Azza wa Jalla, he knows that when he is easy to his brother, to others, Allah will make ease for him. من فرج عن مؤمن كربة من كرب الدنيا فرج الله عنه كربة من كرب يوم القيامة. The one who relieves from his brothers in this world any hardship, Allah will relieve from his back some of the hardship of the day of judgment. The Prophet ﷺ said, يسروا ولا تعسروا. Make life easy for you and for yourself and for your others. Don't make it difficult. And this is why people, when they think just only about their own self, they think about material, they will not read the real meaning of brotherhood. Brotherhood always needs not just words that we say. Every Muslim now say, well, we are brothers, all Muslim brothers, no. And when it comes to the need, he forgets his brother. He think about himself. When the Prophet ﷺ says, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you, look, none of you is a true believer, till he loves for his brother what does he love for himself. Nah.
Moreover, if a branch of one tree in his land or his house extends to reach the land or the house of the person next to him, it becomes obligatory on the owner to remove it, either by cutting or bending it towards another direction to pull it away from the land or house of the neighbor. If the owner of the branch refuses to do so, one of the aforesaid actions, the landowner or the house owner is entitled to remove the harm caused by that branch with one of these actions. Since this branch is thus a violation, which is to be removed by an action that causes the least damage.
Yeah, this, if you have trees, for example, and some trees, they have branches, they go to the other side. Right? And maybe go and especially if the house of your neighbor is lower than your house, and you see all the trees there, and you know what the trees cause? A lot of leaves and cleaning and all these matter, and maybe get birds. And then you ask your neighbor, please cut this side, okay, because we were affected by this plant. He said, well, no, this is tree and it go wherever it was. If he refused, try to have conciliation with neighbor. If he insists, then the owner of the house who was influenced, he has the right to cut it because it's crossed his border. This is maybe easy. The problem sometimes, people, they don't realize of the roots. Some trees, their roots go very big and go and maybe destroy the water container, what you call khazan. Even the building, they go inside. The basement, for example. And said, well, it's not my business. The trees go by its way. Okay, not your business. I will take care of this. Okay? So this is what anything that harm your neighbor, we should stay away. Now.
One question, sir.
Yes.
If the tree is fruit bearing,
Now.
the neighbor's house is extended, is that neighbor entitled for the fruit?
Yes, either he cut it or he shares the fruit with his neighbor.
So without the consent of the owner of the tree,
Now.
the neighbor can benefit the fruit?
Yes,
plus it of
yes,
owner?
yes, yes, yes. You have to talk to him. He tell him, take it, cut it, or anything in my land, I will take it.
So without telling him,
Anyway, it's coming. Right.
the neighbor is not Muslim,
The same rule, yeah. Haqqul jar, always the same. Except in certain things, like not in attending his religious celebration, okay, any of these things. Otherwise, in general, we should be very nice to our neighbor, even he's a Jew or Christian or Buddhist or whoever, as long as, they are peaceful people, okay? They don't cause us troubles with our religion or teaching. But always, the Muslims should care about his neighbor. The Prophet ﷺ, he has neighbor of Jews, sometimes they hurt him. They put some trash in his way. And even though he was very nice and very kind to them. Now,
and what about attending the funeral of the non-Muslim?
if it was, include some religious ceremonies, should not attend it. Okay, always, most religion, most philosophies, okay, whatever related to death, it has some religious aspect because it's moving from this world to other world. Even if you go to the Red Indian in America, they have their own ritual, and we should not attend any ritual, which is not Islamic. Now,
If both agree by means of conciliation to leave the branch in its place, it will be permissible, whether in return for a compensation, according to the soundest view of the scholars in this regard, or on the basis of sharing the fruit of the branch.
the one.
The same ruling on a branch applies to the case when a wooden column extends and reaches the land or the house of one's neighbor. It is permissible to have in one's property that which may cause harm to one's neighbor, such as having a bathroom, a kitchen, a bakery, or a cafe whose harms may extend to reach one's neighbor, or having a factory whose noise and working of machinery would disturb one's neighbor. Even having a window overlooking the house of one's neighbor may cause harm to him.
Yeah, all this is not allowed. All this are not allowed. Well, some people, okay, now they use houses as factory. And you will, all the time, you want to sleep, and the sound and the noise. And even here in legislation here in every country, they have certain areas for what? For factories, for business, for public, offices, and there are certain places for what? For housing, right? Residence. So it should not be mixed. So if somebody comes, rent a house, or live in or bought a house beside you, and then he start business, and this was disturbing the neighbor has the right to talk to him, to have conciliation. Otherwise, they can report him to the authority to take care of this. Especially if you are, I remember when I was living in Jeddah, they have Porsche, you know Porsche? You see when they fix this car, and all the safety. So I went to them, I said, I'm not going to report you, but please, this time, you should stop working. At 2 o'clock you should stop, because we have rest. They don't rest. And at 9, after Isha, you should stop your work. But all the night, knocking and all this is noise. Okay? But here they should solve their, problems, disputes, in very nice, very kind way, to keep the spirit and the good relation between neighbors. Now.
Moreover, if there is a joint wall between two persons, it is prohibited to open a window through it without the neighbor's permission. Furthermore, it is impermissible to put or fix wooden pegs in the joint wall or in that of the neighbor, except when necessary, and when the wall could bear those wooden pegs and the roof cannot stand without them. This is according to Marfu, the narrated by Abu Hurairah, in which the Prophet ﷺ says, no one should prevent his neighbor from fixing a wooden peg in his wall. Abu Hurairah then said to his companion, why do I find you averse to it? By Allah, I certainly will narrate it to you. Narrated by Bukhari and Muslim.
Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said, you like it or not, this is what the Prophet ﷺ said. This is the point here. Okay? You like it or not, this is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. You have a wall between you and your neighbor. You want, especially in the past, maybe more, some of this does not happen now because of the plan. But in the village, in the towns, you find like this. Okay, because houses are very close. Okay? So maybe he will have a wood or have something, or nail to hang something. It's okay. As long as it doesn't bother or hurt your neighbor, it's okay. In the past and past, even the Islamic system of building before, it was very nice, not like today. Now, we have balcony, for example, right, in Jeddah. Who use it? Most people use it as a storage. Right or not? Most. Why? Because it's not Islamic way. If you go to the most of the Islamic articles, what you call it, you see, you will find it in designed very different way. How? They build the room around the house, okay, and they leave the middle empty, okay, like playground or, and all the windows of the house, balconies will go inside. From the inside. From the inside. You can benefit, you can sit. Why? Because here only the family. Okay, but now, they're living in Jeddah for many years. I don't remember that we used the balcony. If you have to go to check to see who's outside, that's it. But to sit or your family can sit, you can. Because if you sit there, either that, your wife can't get there because you will see her. Or if you get there, you may see somebody in the other side. Especially we have non-Muslims now around in their houses. And this is not right. No.
This hadith proves that it is impermissible to prevent one's neighbor from fixing wooden pegs in one's wall. If one refuses those in authority are to force him to accept, since it is the permanent right of one's neighbor. What is mentioned above are some of the rulings for neighborhood. As for the rulings with respect to roadways, they are as follows. 1. It is impermissible to annoy people on the roadways. One should rather clear a passage for people and remove harmful things from the road, since these deeds are parts of faith, as the Prophet ﷺ stated in the hadith.
Now, you see nowadays, what you see?
Very good.
What do you see in Jeddah? لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Any shop owner or the one who has shop, all the commodities outside. Right or not? There's nothing right. It's the right of people to pass. People, they may throw water to all their house. They don't care the water, where does it go? You are going on your way to the masjid, and the water is there, and somebody come with his car, and the flash comes to your... And this is very dangerous, because there is hadith, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the one who helps Muslims in their ways, okay, their cause would be accepted. For him would be accepted. They cause. Right? And it is very dangerous that to hurt Muslims. إن الذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات غير مكتسبين. This is adiyah. This is hurting people. Okay? Or their big, last now, when they build this building, you see, they leave everything outside. Sometimes, some woods with nails. If you come with your car, or somebody was walking, all this is haram. Haram. Or somebody crying outside to put certain things to block people from pass. Nobody has this right. Because all the roads is for everyone to use. So nobody should block it. And what they are doing now, these shops who are putting their commodity outside, it's just, this is not allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. The building, unless, the building owner, they retain in their land, okay, and this is what they try to do right now. They try to push the shops inside 2 or 3 meters, and they leave out space. So in fact, it was part of the land. In this way, it's okay. Because if it was not part of the land, their land, they should not use it. نعم. نعم.
اليوم أنا شفت في الشارع.
نعم.
في واحد إمارة جنبه.
نعم.
العادة دائما يشبه موية في شجرة.
أيوه.
والموية طلع برا.
نعم.
وفيها مسجد مثلا.
نعم.
هل يعني نكلمه؟
لازم.
ممكن يوسع ملابس الناس.
لازم يتكلم.
دائما بيصور.
لازم يتكلم، ويتكلم الإمام أحسن شيء. يصلي معاكم صاحب المحل هذا؟
لا، هذا سكان المستوصف.
مستوصف. كلمون.
لكن يصور كده يعني هذا العادة.
طيب العامل تكلمون العامل، الحارس، الطيب، تنصحونه. لا لازم تنصحونه. ما عنده خبر، تنصحونه وتنصح الإمام المسجد يكلمه. لازم I talk to our Imam because we have also 2 houses like this all the time. 2 بيتين زي كده على طريق المسجد. And جزاه الله خير the Imam, he made good speech in Jum'ah about this activity. And after that, mashallah, they stop. Some people out of everyone, they do these things. So if you advise him, it's okay. So if you, and every one of us, if you see somebody or something like this, no harm to go to give advice. Maybe he will not accept from you. Talk to the Imam. Talk to somebody who are, respected in the community or neighborhood. To talk to, please, this man, help us with the water that comes from his house. We should talk about it. Now.
It is impermissible as well for a person to build in his land what may cause trouble to the passage of vehicles, people or animals, such as building a roof to be shaded by in the road, which prevents the passage of people riding vehicles or animals over what they carry. It is also impermissible to specify a parking place on the road or the street for one's riding animal or one's vehicle, as long as it may make the road narrow or result in accidents.
All this happens. All this happens. Why? First of all, because of ignorance. Second, because people, they don't report this to the authorities. Now here, there's number 904, right, for Baladir. If you call them, they will come. Like it happened in front of me, there was building, they are building. I say, okay, it's only a few months and they built it, and as neighbor, we have patience. But then I noticed that they start to put this sand in the middle of the road while there is planes in their sky. And plus, so I talked to the Haris. He didn't. Please give me the phone number of your sponsor. He gave me the phone number. I called him. I explained to him. I said, we have been patient for some months because we know it's only temporary. But it's not right that you just leave all this outside. Please put it in your side as long as there's space. Said, okay, and nice talk, and very nice. Next 2 weeks, nothing happened. So I called the Baladiya. They came. Okay. They made him to sign papers that they should clear the way. The following day was clear and clean. Yes. You see? And then I talked to the Hajj. You see, Brother Thani, and I said, Baladiya. So now I said, Khalal Thani Baladiya. We don't like to, to go to the authority, but sometimes you have to. If people, they don't respect the right, I'm not just talking about myself, but talking about all neighbors, because they put up the road, everyone. No. No.
Therefore, Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah, Rahimahullah, said, it is impermissible to have anything protruding from one's building into the road. It is even forbidden to plaster one's wall that's next to the street or the road, except when leaving a space equal to the thickness of plastering to the inside of one's house, and plastering the wall as wide as one has left the space. One is also prohibited to do certain things on the road or on the street, such as planting, building, digging, putting firewood, slaughtering, throwing garbage, and ashes or the like.
Yeah, this is something that we see it, unfortunately, uncivilized, unrespected, and it's not right, and give bad image about Muslims. Maybe you notice it. Some limousine and some cars, when they stop by the traffic light, okay, he takes this chance to clean his car and throw it. Some of them, they open the door and spit. Did you not spit or not? La hawla wa la quwwata. Oh, this is not right. You should respect others. Don't think that nobody sees. Allah is always seeing you. Okay? And it's hurting. And there's one church that he explained it. إماطة الأذى عن الطريق صدقة. إماطة الأذى عن الطريق صدقة. To clean the house, the way, okay, from any trash, anything, this is صدقة. The Sheikh said, that means the one who putting this, what will do sadaqah? Sin. Ism. If taking and clearing this from the way of people, as sadaqah and charity, then the opposite is committing sin. And these are many people, they don't realize and understand this. Because does this hurt Muslim or not? Bother Muslim or not? Muslim or anybody, not only Muslim. Anybody. This is not your right to do all these things. And because the law, people are very nice, very kind, they don't like to go to the authority. And this is our problem in this country. Here people are, very patient and have what they call soft and hard, especially with if I call the police or the reporter, it will cause them trouble and cause problems. Unfortunately, some people, they don't appreciate this. Instead of appreciating this patience and this respect, they take advantage of this. And then they hurt people by throwing this trash, all this. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. It's strange that in a Muslim country, in fact, we don't need anybody, in fact, if every Muslim do his part, we don't need anybody to come and clean the streets. Right or not? Everybody can clean and put it in basket and then put it in the this trash container, and then the car will come and take it. People, they don't do this. Unfortunately, they throw it just outside. And that's not right. Now,
municipality officials are to prevent such action and inflict an deterring punishment upon whoever acts contrarily. For many people do not take this matter seriously. Some of them occupy the roads to serve their own interests. They use the road for parking their vehicles, putting their construction materials such as bricks, iron, cement, digging the roads, and doing many other violating actions. Others throw harmful things such as food waste, rubbish, and impure objects in marketplaces without any concern for harming other Muslims. All of these actions are prohibited by Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Azza wa Jal says what means, and those who harm believing men and believing women for other than what they have earned, that deserve, have certainly borne upon themselves a slander and manifesting.
سورة الأحزاب والذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير ما اكتسبوا. نعم.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said, a Muslim is he from whose hand and tongue Muslims are saved. Moreover, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, faith has over 60 branches, the most excellent of which is declaring that there is no deity but Allah, and the lowest of which is removing harmful things from the way, and modesty is the branch of faith. There are numerous hadiths in which the Prophet ﷺ urges Muslims to respect each other's rights and to keep away from causing any harm to one another. In fact, one of the things that harm Muslims most is causing them trouble on their way and putting obstacles therein.
MashaAllah. Any question? Do we have time to take the other one or? Huh? How long? Huh? Try it, sir. Yeah. Can we take it? Anybody have a question about this subject? Huh? Nothing? Fine. Yes, okay. So if we finish, as we said, we'll stop inshallah at the after these 2 pages. Stop our secret class. And the time will be continued just for Arabic class. So we can cover as much Arabic as we can. Anyway, the end of this month, May, we'll stop all classes. And we'll see inshallah after Ramadan because for the summer vacation. So go ahead now.
Preemption is authentically stated in Sunnah, and Allah Azza wa Jal has ordained it for blocking evil means related to partnership. The great Imam Ibn Qayyim said, preemption is one of the merits of Sharia, which proves its justice and ability to fulfill the people's interests and needs. The wisdom behind legislating preemption is the necessity to prevent any harm caused to people as far as possible. Since partnership in most cases results in harm, such harm can be removed either by dividing the property or by preemption. When a partner wishes to sell his share taking recompense its due price, the other co-owner is legally more entitled to buy it than any other changed party. Therefore, the buyer prevents the harm goes to him from partnership, and the seller is paid his due right of the price, and hence he is not harmed.
Right. Bismillah wa sallallahu. Now, this chapter called Ash-Shuf'a. Ash-Shuf'a. Now, Ash-Shuf'a. What does it mean, Shuf'a? Shuf'a does mean when you intercede for the need for somebody. ومنها الشفاعة. ومن يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيب منها. الشفعة, this which gives more rights in certain situations for certain individuals. How? Like for example, Ibrahim and Sheikh Abdul Majid, for example, they have farm. They share farm, 50-50. And then Sheikh Abdul Majid, he wants to sell his farm. He gets, maybe he needs some money, or he gets rich, or he wants to give. So he said, I want. Now, Shuf'a here, that means the first one to be consulted about this sale is whom? His partner. His partner. That means he will give the first opportunity to his partner. Say, my partner, I want to leave my business, company, farm, house, whatever. Okay? And before I put it in sale, I would like to make sure that you are not in need for it. That means you are the first one to decide. Clear? But here some people, what they do to lay around this shubha, what they do, either they raise the price very high, so his partner will not be able to buy it. Or he will lie. He will say, I didn't sell it, I gave it as gift. See, he knows that, he cannot raise the price for his neighbor, and there's somebody who said, I'll give you a lot of money. He knows that if he talks about with his partner, he will not give him his money. So what he will do? He will sell it to the other one, and he said, I give it as gift. All this how? See? And this is very important. If people, they are, a partnership, then the first one to be giving the chance to buy your share is your partner. Clear? Now.
Preemption also protects the buyer against the harm caused by sharing the property with a strange party. As preemption is characterized with great justice and is one of the best rulings which are in conformity with sound mind, natural disposition and interest of people.
Why? Because sometimes this person, he did not get into this business except when he knows that you are in this business, right or not? I will not buy this car unless that Umar will be with me. So we share and we both this car as partner. If I gave my share to somebody else and he comes, he doesn't know Umar doesn't know him, Umar doesn't like him, he doesn't like Umar, what he will do? He will do a lot of trouble for him. So this is why, to block this road, first of all, he said, Ya Umar, you want my share, I want to sell my share. Either he say, okay, I will buy your share, or he say, well, I cannot buy your share, but at least if you want to sell, then I will sell also. I don't know who's coming to take it, and they cannot pay the money. Does this happen in companies or not? It happens. Sometimes you start company, and you have people who are, they are among themselves, they have respect, they have cooperation, and then if some other, their share was given to somebody else, part of it, then maybe this one who will come, he will not go along with these owners, and then the problem will start. And this is why, as we said, here's the point. The point is that Islam look any way, any gap that may, or any source that may cause what? That may cause troubles or dispute between Muslims. Now,
that it becomes clear that trying by fraudulent means to invalidate the right to preempt contradicts the purpose for which preemption has been legislated. At the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, the right of preemption had been common. So, if one wanted to sell one's house or garden, the neighbor or the co-owner would demand the right of preemption to buy the sold share, or some people more entitled to buy it. According to the Faqih, preemption means that the partner is more entitled to take his counterpart share sold to another person for a third party for recompense which is the same price agreed upon by the third party and the other partner. Thus, the buyer has to sell the share he bought to the preemptor against the price upon which both the buyer and the seller agree. This is according to what Imam Ahmad and Al-Bukhari related on the authority of Jabir that the Prophet ﷺ decided the validity of preemption in every joint undivided property, but if the boundaries are well marked and the ways and streets are fixed, then there is no preemption.
Yeah, if it could be divided. Okay, if it could be divided. Like we have two lands, right? And they are separated. for 2 houses. We are sharing these 2 houses. And I want to sell my share, so I will sell 1 house. And my partner is not interested. Then it's okay. Right? But still, the priority that should be given to your partner. If he couldn't, if he doesn't want, then you can see somebody else. And as he said, look at the market price. Market price. And your partner also should be able to give you the market price, but it is better also if you give him some discount. Okay, he will be, inshallah, rewarded for this, to keep the relation. Now,
the above-mentioned hadith proves that the co-owner has the right to preempt, and that preemption is only applicable and valid in land and real estate, immovable property, but not immovable possessions, furniture, animals, and the like. The Prophet ﷺ said, it is not lawful for him, the partner, to sell that until the other partner gives his consent. This hadith proves that it is permissible for the partner to sell his share to a person other than his counterpart, unless he informs his counterpart and what that says. In this regard, Ibn Qayyim said, it is permissible for a partner to sell his share without informing the other partner. If he does, the other partner is more entitled to buy the share. If the partner has asked the permission of the other partner before selling a co-owned property and the latter expresses no intention to buy it, then he does not have the right to preempt it after the sale. This is the conclusive ruling which the Sharia has stated, and there are no other contradictory views in this regard. Ibn Qayyim maintains that the partner has no right to preempt a sold property as long as he has been asked permission before the sale and showed no intention for buying.
Yeah, at the beginning he didn't. He said, my partner, he wants this. He said, no, I'm not interested. And then after you sell this, he came and said, how come you sell? I want to buy it from you. He said, but I gave you the chance. He has no right. Why? Because you waived your right from the beginning. Okay, at least tell that I need some time to think. I will see, I will study the matter. But you know, I'm not interested, do whatever you want. And after everything happens, then you come back and say, where is my share now?
In fact, this view is only one of the 2 views of scholars on preemption. However, the majority of scholars are of the view that the partner still has the right to preempt, and in being asked permission does not nullify his right to preempt. Allah Azza wa Jal says, Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Preemption is a legal right that must be observed, and it is impermissible to try deceitfully to make the other partner lose it. For preemption has been ordained to save the partner from any harm. Thus, if someone uses deceitful ways and pleads to deprive his partner from his right, he will harm such a partner and violate his legal right. Imam Ahmad,
as we said, in either way, either to raise the price to make it very high, or to make a trick, write it in the name of somebody else, and he said it's gift, or exchange benefit, or any other thing. All this does not allow, is not allowed.
Imam Ahmad, in this concern, says, it is impermissible to use deceitful ways in order to nullify the right of preemption, or any other right due to a Muslim. This is because the Prophet said, do not commit what the Jews have committed in order to make lawful what Allah has prohibited through the lawless faith.
Now, this is what the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, the Jew, because they gave example, and Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned this example in the Quran. Another example. Right? Allah Azza wa Jal, when He forbid the Jew from fishing on Saturday, what they did? You know the story. They make Sabbath and Saturday, something. Okay, it was forbidden for them to go to fish. Allah Azza wa Jalla teaches them what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands fish on Saturday to come and jump in front of them. Saturday. Other day they disappear. Right? As Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَيَوْمَ سَبْتِ حِيتَانُهُمْ شُرًّا وَيَوْمَ لَا يَثْبِتُونَ لَا تَأْتِيهِمْ. يوم لا يثبتون, the day which was not Saturday, these fish will not come. So what they did, they tried to make like a trap. So the fish, when it comes, cannot return. And they left it. They didn't catch the fish, it's stuffed. But you know, when Sunday or the next day they come, they found the fish, they couldn't leave. So they collected. This is a kind of trick. Other way, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it haram for them, the fat, the animals, the fat, Allah Azza wa Jal was mentioned in the Quran, that it was made unlawful for them to take the fat of the animal except the one that next to bones. Okay, so what they do, they take this fat, they put it on the fire, they melt it, okay, and they sell it as oil or they use it as oil. You know, we didn't use fat. It's oil. SubhanAllah. Okay, so this was the point that the Sheikh said here, that don't do like the Jew. It's their practice. Anyone who tries, this is what they call it تحايل. تحايل على الشرع, على الحكم الشرعي. تحايل, that means to make حيلة. حيلة is a trick. And this is what they do, some people in riba. Some people doing in riba. But what they do in riba, it was known. Some places, they have shop. In this shop, they don't sell anything. There is rug, okay, or carpet. For the whole year, 2 years, it is the same carpet. They sell and buy the carpet in the same place. Ali come for the owner, Ibrahim, okay, of this shop. He said, Ali, I need to give me loan for 50,000 riyal. Well, wallah, I cannot give you 50,000 riyal. But you can buy a carpet from me for 50,000 riyal. He said, and then what? Then he said, I will sell it to you. So Ali, Ibrahim, the owner of the shop, he would say, okay, yeah, Ali, take this. So he just touched it. Now this is yours. For 50,000 riyal, and your back. That means this is like a loan. You got it? Yes, I got it. Now this is mine. Okay. Will you sell it? He's the owner of the shop. Who says, I buy it from you for 45 riyals. Okay, I will sell it to you. So he will sell it, okay, take it, and then he will give him 45,000 riyal, but he will return how many? So your profit is what? Is this riba or not? But he said, no, we didn't do riba. This is sale. I sold and I bought. And this is what they do now in banks. Okay? You sign a paper that you bought some certain commodity, and then the following day they call and say, oh, we sold yours. And you never see it? I didn't know what is it. And Allahu A'lam. In paper, like what they do sometimes, that's what they say. Sometimes, in paper and everything is what? Legal. But in reality, it's not. This trick, and this is haram, and forbidden. And who trick whom? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يخادعون الله إن المنافقين يخادعون الله وهو خادعهم. They try to deceive Allah and Allah will deceive them. Because in fact they are deceiving themselves. Now.
One of the tricks that the partner may do to nullify the right of preemption is to pretend to have given his share to a third party as a gift while he has sold it for a price. Also the partner may ask for a higher price from the other partner to make him unable to pay and thus prevents him from preempting. Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah said, the skillful action and tricks played by the partner to deny the preemptor his right to preempt invalidate the contract of sale with the buyer. Besides, whatever words are written do not change the fact of the contract. Preemption, in fact, is valid in joint land if undivided, and whatever trees and buildings there are part of the land. Moreover, if the land has been divided and there are still some joint utilities, such as a joint walkway or a joint source of water or the like, the preemptor still has the right to preempt according to the soundest view of scholars in this regard. In It is also according to the general meaning of the hadith, which the Prophet ﷺ says, if the boundaries are well marked and the ways and streets are fixed, then there is no preemption.
Yeah, because there's no source for trouble here. Okay, everything is defined, okay, and clear. Now,
this hadith signifies that preemption is valid and applicable in divisible things, whose boundaries are established and whose roads have not been designated. In this concern, Ibn Qayyim Rahimahullah says, this is the soundest view as far as the preemption of neighborhood is concerned. It is also the view maintained by the people of Basra and Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, and is one of the two views reported about the school of Imam Ahmad. Furthermore, Shaykh Safiuddin said, preemption of neighborhood is valid in case of sharing one of the rights of ownership, such as sharing in a utility of a real estate, a joint waterway or a walkway or the like. This is the view maintained by Imam Ahmad. The same view is also maintained by Ibn Abu Muhammad and others in action. Al-Harzi said, preemption of neighborhood is valid when bringing about a benefit and preventing a harm. And there are numerous hadiths supporting this view. This is because neighborhood does not necessitate preemption except when neighbors share a walkway or the like. Besides, preemption has been ordained for preventing harm, which occurs in most cases of co-ownership or sharing the same utility such as a walkway or a waterway or the like. Preemption is valid when someone claims it immediately after having been informed that his partner has sold his share of a real estate or to another party. If the other partner does not demand the right of preemption, he will then lose it. However, if the preemptor does not know about the same, he still has the right to preempt, even if he remains uninformed about it for years.
now, that means if he knows. First of all, he was informed that I want to sell this part, and he didn't show any interest. He lost what? His right. Or he knows. I mean, he was witness, know that this land will be sold to somebody else, or his part or his share will be sold to somebody else, and he didn't talk. That means he approved what's going on, right? He didn't object, he didn't say anything, he didn't ask. Khalas. And then later on he said, how come, where is my shubha? Where is my right? He said no. But if he doesn't know, the matter was hidden. When, for example, he was in other place, other country, and then after years he discovered that this was happened without his knowledge, then he still has the right in the shubha.
Muslim scholars uniformly agree that when the preemptor is absent and thus uninformed about the sale, he is still entitled to demand his right of preemption to buy the sold share as soon as he returns. If there are several partners, then they are entitled to preempt according to the share each possesses of the whole property, since they enjoy their right of preemption by virtue of their ownership. If a partner gives up his right to preempt, the other partner is entitled to buy the rest of the property or relinquish it at all. Since taking only part of the property will harm the buyer, and harm is not to be removed by causing harm.
Yeah, this is the main point, that to avoid any harm for any partner or to start disputes between partners. Jazakumullah khair. By this, inshallah, we'll stop at the partnership, which is Sharikat, Kitab Sharikat, and this also, mashallah, I don't know how many chapters. This is the last, so we'll start, inshallah. I think it's only 2 chapters, right? Anyway, we'll start after all. So starting from next week, inshallah, we'll share this time for us.